It brings me great pleasure to introduce our next guest to you. Mr. Wally Funk has been one of the most influential women in aviation history, and she has the background to prove it. She has a passion for flying that is extremely inspiring. Not many people have the will and passion to follow their childhood dreams, but certainly Wally did. As a young girl, she would wear a Superman cape and pretend to fly by jumping off her father's barn into a pile of hay, and determined to learn to fly one day. Not only has she learned to pilot nearly every type of plane, she has taken her passion and energy for it and turned it into something priceless: teaching. After receiving many degrees from various colleges and universities, among them earning her commercial single-engine land, multi-engine land, single-engine sea, instrument, flight instructors, and all ground instructors ratings at Oklahoma State University, she took her first job at the age of 20 at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, as a civilian flight instructor of commissioned and non-commissioned officers of the United States Army. To date, as a professional flight instructor, she has soloed more than 700 students and put through thousands of private, commercial, multi-engine, seaplane, glider, instrument, CFI, AL, and air transport pilots. She has logged more than 18,000 hours of flying time. We are so impressed by her remarkable skills and passion for flying. We couldn't be more thankful to have had her instruct so many of America's finest pilots in the United States military. She is truly a pioneer for women in aviation. She helped pave the way for women through the years and has the records and stories to prove it. In recognition of her outstanding ability, accomplishments, and service to her community, country, profession, Wally was selected as one of the outstanding young women in America in 1965, and later she was listed in Who's Who in Young Women in America and Who's Who in Aviation. Wally would like to congratulate you all on all of you. Wally would like to congratulate you on all of your well-earned and deserved success. You have served as a true inspiration for women and for all of us. We especially want to thank you for your service to the community and to our troops. Please help me welcome Miss Wally Funk to the stage as we recognize her with the 2012 VFW Aeronautics and Aerospace Award.
Aeronautics and Aerospace Award Gold Medal and Citation awarded to Wally Funk, an honored recognition of her distinguished long career in aviation and her spirit which made her a pioneer of women, her devotion to teaching pilots in the United States Army to fly, her many records and accomplishments, and her extreme passion for aviation have justifiably earned her the utmost appreciation and admiration of the veterans of foreign wars of the United States. In witness whereof, we have hereunto set our hands in the official seal of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States this 24th day of July 2012, approved by the National Council Administration, Richard L. Denoyer, Commander-in-Chief, Alan Gunner Kent, Adjutant General.
Wow. He took my whole speech. Good morning. Commander-in-Chief Denoyer, what a wonderful guy. And I am so elated to be here and know more about VFW. I'm sorry you're going to hear some of this stuff again. All you wonderful VFW members, women's auxiliary, and military people, I'm probably going to leave somebody out, friends and family and guests, thank you for coming here today. I am very humbled to receive this award. Your Aeronautics and Aerospace Award is the greatest honor that anyone in the world of aviation could ever have. Thank you, all of you. The thrills of my life was teaching at Fort Sill in Oklahoma. I'm wondering, do I have any students out there? I taught about 500 or 600 students my year at Fort Sill. You never know who's in the audience. So I flew generals in a Cessna 195 to New York to go on business. And they said, Wally, can you fly around the Statue of Liberty? And I said, you bet. I don't know the word no. I go for it. And I was just out of college, so I was just a kid when I had that stuff in me. When I think of my personal accomplishments, the groundbreaking in the field of aviation for women in the way past. I have to think about the WASP and what they did and where they've all come now. It's a great touch that the women, the military women pilots, the women fighter pilots, and the women astronauts, how far they've come. And Sally Ride, I know you're looking upon us. She was a good friend of mine, and she did wonderful things for the kids down in San Diego. To all of you, in advance, thank you for your service to our country. Thank you for my freedom. Thank you for me having the vision and the personal dreams that I hold so dear. Well, where did I come from? You're probably wondering. I was born and raised in Taos, New Mexico, in the high mountains of 7,000 feet, and skied at 12,000 feet. And as it was mentioned, I knew exactly at 5 years of age what I wanted to do. And I got on that cape, and I jumped off that barn, but I didn't understand gravity. Had to wait a few years. I owe much of my success and guidance and love to my parents, who throughout my entire aviation career gave me the determination and the great gift of confidence. And I don't see that today in parents and grandparents, and I'd love to see it. I was never allowed to have any fears, and I never said no. The spirit of Taos Mountain gave me the knowledge of life and the great spirit of freedom. As a free child, I played with the Taos Indians, rode horses, my bike, fished, shot guns, slept under the stars, learned how to make fire, and eat out in the open of the mountains. Now, what more could a kid want? I had that great freedom. I was creative. I made balsa wood airplanes and hung them from my ceiling. Mother tried to give me those dolls, but that didn't work. I built bridges out of my erector set, and I learned how to be an engineer. And just had the great knack of fixing things. Mother would let me be outside in the house, and I was never in the kitchen. I haven't been there yet. I guess I had my own direction in life. As we know, I was sent to Stevens College, Columbia, Missouri. Yay, Columbia. Yay, Missouri. I soloed at 16 and got all my risks and my licenses, now, as you know, at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma, where are you? Woo! At that particular time, when I left Fort Sill, there was a program started, as you know, of the Mercury 7. 100 guys took the tests at Loveless Clinic in Albuquerque, and 7 made it. So Loveless says, and General Frickinger said, well, what do you think the girls can do? Well, let's gather them up. So they took with 25 girls, and 13 passed. I'm one of the 13. There's many books out there about the Mercury 13. I was the kid. I was the youngest. My parents had to sign me in, and then we were dedicated to never say anything about the tests that we were given. And folks, you don't know what pain is. For 1 week, 97 tests, testing all of my body, internally, externally. I broke records from the guys. I stayed on that bicycle more than any of the guys did, pedaling for 10 hours and 35 minutes, staying in tanks for over 11 hours. I was given every test that they needed, and when Eileen Collins went up into space, she says, "Wally, thank goodness you took all those tests because we didn't have to go through that grueling time and be a guinea pig." So this secret from 61 to 95, you all didn't know about. Now it's coming out. Books are written. Television's rolling. So it's coming out. I was chief pilot in California and many states. I was the first girl first girl FAA inspector in Santa Monica, the first girl National Transportation Safety Board as an conducting over 400 fatal accidents in my area. I went on to be a pilot of all sorts of vehicles and an airline captain. And with over the 18,600 hours, I still teach people to fly, and I like the youngsters. I've been very focused. I've always wanted to go higher, faster, and further, which is going to come up with Sir Richard Branson and his Virgin Galactic, hopefully next year. I've been with 4 different companies that have promised me the world, and guess what? They did not make the vehicle. Burt Rutan out at Mojave has made the vehicle, and I hope that I will be going up in White Knight 2 and in Spaceship 2 and rocketing off up to around 70 to 100 miles. That is my dream for space, folks. And in closing, I want to say thank you again, VFW, for having me. Commander, you're on. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
But I want to also thank Roy. You did it, baby. And Diane, who's sitting watching all this in a stand-up, Diane. You're in an office somewhere back in the back. But I want to thank everybody. I have learned so much being with the Texas folks and meeting all of you here. You're wonderful. God bless you. God bless America. And thanks for letting me be here and share my story.
Thank you, Wally. Appreciate it.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
thank you. It's outstanding.